We are now on task 2. So we are on page 151, 150. Guys, it's 8:30. I'm sleepy. So I don't remember what page we're on, but it's the one with the girl that's running right after the one that you just did. Okay, let's get started. So the scenario is it takes Kendra 27 minutes to run 3 miles. So we're going to write a unit rate to represent Kendra's running rate in minutes per mile. Unit rate, remember, unit rate is when one of the quantities is 1. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with what we know, right? It takes 27 minutes to go 3 miles. Okay. And that equals, what we're going to do is we want this 3 to get to a 1. So 27 over 3 also equals, if we were to do 27 over 3 divided by 3 over 3. So like this is the same as this. Okay, they're equivalent. Okay, 27 divided by 3 is 9. So now what we have here is her unit rate is 9 minutes per mile. 9-minute mile. Okay, part 2 says, or part B, says write Kendra's rate as a unit rate in miles per minute. So if Kendra runs at a rate of 9 minutes per 1 mile, she runs 1 mile every 9 minutes. Okay. So now we want to know what the unit rate would be the other way around, where we say how many miles does she run per minute. Okay, so now we have here where, okay, if we have her unit rate for 1 mile for 9 minutes, we know this, right? We know this to be true. But we want this, now we want this 9 to be 1. So in order to do that, we have to take 1 over 9 and divide it by 9 over 9. Because what you do to the top, you gotta do to the bottom. 9 divided by 9 is 1. 1 divided by 9 is 1/9. Because it's just division problem. 1 divided by 9. And then another way to write this, right, is we don't need to write 1/9 over 1. It's just 1/9 of a mile per minute. Just like that. So this means that she runs 1 mile every 9 minutes, and she runs 1/9 mile every minute. Okay. All right, let's move on. Part C. How many miles can Kendra run in 45 minutes? Well, it's a long time. Whoa. I do not like running any longer than like 5 minutes, let alone 45 minutes. That's a long time. I like to ride my bike more than run, but that's okay. Okay, anyways, we have, what is our known unit rate? 1 mile per how many minutes? 9 minutes. So we have 1 mile over 9. Now we want to multiply it by, because if we want to multiply this by how many minutes, 45 minutes, because if it is 1 mile, yeah, that works. Okay, so we are going to put in this next box whatever amount that we're looking for. So like 45 minutes would be here. We're going to multiply this 1/9 by 45 minutes because she runs 1/9 of a mile in 1 minute. So then all you do is you just multiply it by 45. to get how many miles she goes. So we have here 1 mile over 9. I see, okay. 1 mile over 9. We're going to put the 45 here. The reason why we have minutes crossed out is when you have the minutes above and below, if you have a quantity that's above and below the line, so we're going to put that one there. When we have like 1 mile over 9 minutes times 45 minutes over 1, what we can do is just cross it out because, this is why, because over to the side here, I'm going to write here. It's just the same as like 1 over 2 equals, or no, sorry. Let's erase that. Be like 1/2 times 2 over 3. Okay. When we multiply those, we can think like, okay, well, this equals like 1 times 2 and 2 times 3. Well, you're multiplying them both by 2. You don't need to multiply them both by 2. You could just cancel the 2's out. Just like that. It's just exactly the same as when you cross simplify. So that's exactly what's happening over here. It's exactly what's happening here. So minutes, it's just like that. If there's minutes on the bottom, minutes on the top, you just cross out the word minutes. So then you're left with miles at the end right here. Just miles. Okay, so now we have 45 divided by 9, right? Because there's a 1 here and a 1 here. Those are 1s, we don't really worry about them. So now we have 45 divided by 9. And so 45 divided by 9 is what? 5. So that means that she runs 5 miles in 45 minutes. Okay. How many miles? Oh, let's move down there. How many miles would it take Kendra to run 7 miles? How many minutes would it take Kendra to run 7 miles? Okay, so we know that she goes, let's see, in 7 miles. Let's choose this. It takes her in 1. Okay, so it takes her, right, 9 minutes to run 1 mile. We know that, right? 9 minutes to run 1 mile. And we're going to multiply it by how many miles that we're curious about, which would be 7, the 7 miles. So we're going to put 7 right here. That's supposed to be a 7. It's really wonky 7, but that's a 7. Okay, so then what we do is we write this in the way we did before, right? We have 9 over 1 times 7 over 1. And then because we have miles on the bottom and miles on the top, we just cross the word out. Cross it out. So then what we're left with is minutes at the end. Okay, so now we have 9 times 7. 9 times 7 is 63. Okay, we're going to compare the rates 9 minutes for 1 mile and 63 minutes for 7 miles. Are these rates equivalent? Why or why not? So is the rate 9 over 1, 9 per 1, equal to 63 per 7? Oh, sorry, you guys can't see it. 9 per 1 equals 63 per 7. An easy way to do this, I'm going to show you a trick of how to check. When you go from 1 to 7, what do you have to multiply by to get 1 times what equals 7? 7, right? 1 times 7 equals 7. Now what you do to the bottom, you always have to do to the top. So if 1 times 7 equals 7, then you're going to test it. Can you do the same thing to the top? Is 9 times 7, 63. If it is, then this is an equivalent rate. These two rates are equivalent. So right now I would like you to answer this question. I've just explained to you how you can tell if the rates are equivalent. So go ahead and take a minute or two and answer this question before you move on to the next task.